All right, guys. So earlier today, I did a video about AOC getting caught maskless while vacationing in the death state of Florida, right? That's according to the left, okay? That's according to the left. They swear up and down that Florida is so dangerous, but every time you look, one of them is getting caught in Florida and or not wearing a mask, okay? When they are the ones that are pushing mask mandates, lockdowns, all types of authoritarian policies on people, hindering their freedom, right? But hey, we all know that freedom is only for the elites, right? Now AOC got called out on her hypocrisy here because she's been one of the people that have basically been pushing for mask mandates and criticizing states like Florida and Texas for their policies, right? For not having mask mandates, for not, having a lot of COVID mandates in general. They've been criticizing those states as dangerous, right? Dangerous places to be. But again, AOC was caught in this dangerous place with her lovely boyfriend, with her boo, enjoying some drinks, right? On Miami Beach, okay? Living a high life as a capitalist, right? So AOC, again, was called out on this heavily, right? And AOC caught wind of the fact that she was being called out on this, and she had a full-blown meltdown. So much so that AOC Meltdown is the #1 trending topic under politics on Twitter, right? I'm not exactly sure how the trending topics work on Twitter in general, but I just see it at the top of my thing, and I think it is the #1 trending topic under politics. Okay, AOC Meltdown. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but it's trending, right? 19,000 tweets. Okay, and it started because AOC actually did have a full-blown meltdown over this. Okay, as she came out and responded to Team DeSantis, acknowledging that, hey, AOC is vacationing in their state. She says, hasn't Governor DeSantis been inexplicably missing for like 2 weeks? If he's around, I would like to say hello. His social media team seems to have been posting old photos for weeks. In the meantime, perhaps I could help with local organizing. Folks are quite receptive here. Again, she's tweeting this from Miami, Florida, right? Tweeting this from Miami, Florida, probably not wearing a mask. And then she says, I'd be happy to share some notes from Governor Kathy Hochul's work in New York, since he seems to be in need of tips. Well, I have a couple responses to this. In regards to the whole Hochul thing and tips, Hochul will be the last person I will be taking tips from, considering how she is going full-blown authoritarian. And that doesn't really seem to be helping all that much. Hence why they have a record number of cases in their state and why they're in the emergency situation they're in and why AOC is being criticized for not being there, right? Even though she criticized Ted Cruz for leaving Texas and not being in his state during an emergency, right? AOC has hyped up this COVID emergency as this deadly pandemic, right? That is a public health emergency. I don't understand why she wouldn't be there. Why would she leave her constituents during a time like this in which cases are spiking? This is her argument, right? This is her argument, okay? These are things that she said. She used this against Ted Cruz. She criticized Ted Cruz for this. But yeah, if I'm DeSantis, I don't think I would be taking Hochul's advice. I think Hochul, any type of New York governor, really, I would not take any advice from them when it comes to COVID, especially consider what Cuomo did in the past, okay? You know how the mainstream media talked about him like he was a god when it came to handling COVID. And we all know how that turned out for him when it came to nursing home stuff and other things, okay? Second of all, this criticism of DeSantis, right? Oh, DeSantis has been missing for 2 weeks. That's what the mainstream liberal media has been saying. That's their way of trying to deflect. But the reality is that Ron DeSantis' wife actually has breast cancer. And apparently he has been spending time with his wife who's going through cancer treatment for the last 2 weeks while the mainstream media has been saying that he's been missing, right? So again, the guy is spending time with his wife because she's going through cancer treatments. Also on top of that, just because cases are surging in Florida, what do you want DeSantis to do? He's not the one pushing lockdowns and mandates, right? So what do you want him to do, right? He's not going to mandate masks all of a sudden because of the surge in Florida, right? He's doing exactly what he's supposed to do. He's doing exactly what the people elected him to do, which is let it ride, right? To let it ride. That's what the people want him to do. So that really is a really silly criticism of DeSantis, okay? So again, people criticize AOC because of her policies and hypocrisy. And also some other things too that apparently got under AOC's skin. As Steve Cortez says, if leftists like AOC actually thought mandates work, they wouldn't be frolicking in Florida. Her guy is showing his gross pale male feet in public, not at a pool or beach with hideous sandals. 042. Okay, so he's basically highlighting her boyfriend's feet, which, I mean, again, is really irrelevant to what the actual conversation is. But, I mean, hey, that's what he said. And apparently this really got under AOC's skin. As AOC responds, if Republicans are mad they can't date me, then they can just say that instead of projecting their sexual frustrations onto my boyfriend's feet. Y'all creepy weirdos. Okay, so understand, criticism of AOC, when she's criticized, her response is not to explain why in the world is she in Florida when her state is going through this pandemic, right? And her response is, y'all just mad because y'all can't get none from me, right? That's her response. You're mad because you can't date me. You mad because you can't be with me. You mad because you can't me, right? That's what basically what she's saying. That's what she's saying. Bruh, this is a full-blown meltdown. This is how you know AOC has been caught on her BS, right? This is how you know, okay? Then she goes on to say, it's starting to get old ignoring the obvious, strange, and deranged sexual frustrations that underpin the Republican fixation on me, women, and LGBT plus people in general. Wait, what? Are you accusing Republicans of having sexual frustrations not just on you, but on LGBTQ people too? Right? Like, come on, man. Like, come on. I mean, again, it's already enough for you to cop out and say, oh, no. These people are criticizing me because they want to be with me, right? They want to date me. It's already bad enough that you say that, but it's even worse that you're now saying, well, all their criticism of women and LGBTQ people comes from sexual frustration, right? It's really ridiculous. These people clearly need therapy, won't do it, and use politics as their outlet instead. It's really weird. Bruh, this is victim complex to the max, right? Bro, oh my God, this is... Wow. Almost unbelievable. Then another person responded to AOC and said, I definitely do not want to date you. And then she says, I'm glad you felt the need to share that with the world. Don't worry. This is totally normal thought to have and share as an editor of a right-wing website, and totally doesn't prove my point at all. I hear if you say it enough times, you'll actually start to believe it. I wonder what point is AOC trying to prove here? Right? I mean, I don't think she has any proof that anybody wants to date her. And I think it's definitely legitimate to come out and say, yeah, I'm criticizing you not because I want to date you, but because I actually have legitimate criticism with your politics. Yeah, you should say that because they're idiots that follow AOC that's going to believe what AOC is saying, which is that they're simply criticizing her because, oh yeah, they have pent up sexual frustrations that they want to take out on AOC. Right? That's what her argument is. Okay? That's what her argument is. Next thing you know, AOC is going to jump to the next level and accuse these people of virtually assaulting her. That's probably what she's going to do. Okay? That's how far she's probably going to take this. But again, this is a complete and total meltdown. This is what you say when you don't want to have a debate on, okay, why are you in Florida, a state that you have criticized as being dangerous? Okay? Why are you in Florida if that state is dangerous? The fact that these people are so creepy / weird, yet also the ones responsible for shaping the news headlines we all see in media should be really concerning. I don't even want to know what knuckle-dragging thoughts these people have all day while covering women in politics. Again, here we go. Playing the sexism card, playing the low-key censorship card. These people shouldn't be a part of media. Every victim card in the book, she's just pulling out. Full-blown meltdown. But won't address the actual substance of the criticism, which is, why are you in Miami, Florida vacationing when you have a full-blown crisis in your state after criticizing Ted Cruz for leaving his state during a crisis? Again, if AOC had not criticized states like Texas and Miami and Florida as being dangerous, right, because of their lack of mandates, and she not criticized Ted Cruz, I don't think anybody would be saying anything. Nobody would care whether or not she's vacationing in Miami. I really don't care whether or not she's vacationing in Miami. Actually, I'm glad she's vacationing there. Spend money there, right? Support the economy. Unlike the economy of New York, which probably is struggling to a certain extent because people don't want to go out and spend money because people don't have freedom. Yeah, so go ahead. Take your money to Florida and spend money in Ron DeSantis' state. I'm totally fine with you doing that. I have no issues. But you still have to answer the question of why are you doing this when you've criticized other people for doing the exact same thing? Why are you here when you have told people that this state is dangerous to be in? Because of their lack of mandates. She's just avoiding this actual real substance. But finally, Matt Walsh comes at AOC in the most Matt Walsh way possible, right? Very straightforward, direct, and no BS, which I kind of like. He says, you have a fantasy that every man who criticizes you is actually sexually attracted to you. This comes from your narcissism, your own sexual frustrations, and also from your total inability to intellectually engage with any criticism ever from anybody. Ding, 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 ding. Right on point. Bullseye from Matt Walsh. Right. And then we have Candace Owens off the top rope on AOC to finish up the pounding, right? The pounding. As she says, quote, you just want to have sex with me. It's potentially the filthiest, most immature response I've ever heard uttered from an elected official that's facing critique. She's quite literally creating a Republican sexual fantasy about herself. Hashtag AOC Meltdown. I agree, right? I agree with that. That is exactly what she's doing, right? She's creating this idea that, hey, Republicans only criticize me because they want me, right? They want to be with me. They want to clap these cheeks, right? That's what she's saying. AOC simply doesn't believe that she should be criticized, right? She doesn't like being called out on her own hypocrisy. And when she's called out on it and is brought to the center of attention for everybody to see, even some people on the left was like, what the heck, AOC? Why are you in Miami? Okay, when your constituents are suffering. She goes into, again, full-blown meltdown mode. It's sexism, right? We need to censor these people. These people, they don't like women, right? They just want to date me, right? They want to be with me. She throws out every excuse in the book to try to deflect the conversation away from, again, the actual real criticism. All AOC has to come out here and say is just own it. Be like, yeah, I'm vacationing in Miami. It is what it is. I'm a hypocrite. I'm sorry. But hey, the rules have never been for me. You guys are the idiots if you think I was the one that ever was going to follow the rules. Because I never did, right? I never did. So, again, I just find this to be absolutely hilarious. But let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.